So then the neighbour right next door to me, number 38, instead of, sorry, I shouldn't have said that, start again. No. Instead of expressing his feelings towards me and just saying, I'm a bit hurt that all of a sudden you've cut me off, he could have put a note through my door saying, I realise you're avoiding me because Jim's going in a mood, but you've hurt my feelings, or well, I can't really understand why he wouldn't understand that I was protecting him and his son, you know. And I've heard as well that he's married, and I don't want his wife coming battering on my door saying that you've been chatting up my man, because he told me that he'd, his girlfriend, a girl called Julie, used to go to school with me, so I don't really want to annoy a girl I used to go to school with. I wouldn't, maybe they're going to get back together. I don't want to be involved in that either. So there's a wee boy, and do you know what the wee boy drew on the path? He drew a house and a dog. So I felt a wee bit broken for him and thought he wants his mummy and daddy back together. So I thought, you know, I'd just give him some space. Maybe he should get back with his wife. It's not my business, I don't know. So anyway, yeah, so the right next door neighbour then brings a girl and her baby up to the house. And police said to me, if he's pooping in your garden, we can't check the poop that it's his dog, so just video him, then we'll deal with him and charge him. So as soon as I heard the dog in my garden, I went upstairs and I started videoing the dog. And, sorry, I'm saying it in a nasty way, it's just so boring. So yeah, and the girl turned round and said, are you taking my picture? And I said, no, why would I? And she said, that's all right then. Okay. And the neighbour was hiding in the house. He wasn't coming out because he knew I was going to say, could you get your dog out my garden? So he was sending a woman to deal with his problems. So then the little girl, he came out and stood and hid his face, but stood a little bit in his doorway. And the little girl looked up at me and said, he said, you're a bad lady. Now, this little girl was about 2 or 3 years old. Now, I'm not saying I'm a perfect mother, but to involve a little girl in your disputes with a neighbour is very immature. And then the mother smacked the little girl for saying it. And I thought, I don't understand this. You know, in the Jehovah's Witnesses, at least they taught us manners. You know, I'm not saying everyone's stupid, I'm just saying, what on earth? Tell them about the dream. Then I had a dream last night where the same woman, or like her, and that neighbour were in my house and they were kicking my fire, trying to smash my fire. Now, if someone's trying to smash the property that has been given to me or my property, I will defend it. So I just went down in the dream. I don't know how I did it, but I knocked them both out and I put her on top of him, like piling up the bodies, and I just pulled them out. And I thought, how am I going to pull these people out of my house? So I just pulled them out by their feet and they were just left outside, and that was the dream. But anyway, so yeah, and then I took a video of the neighbour, the dog in my garden. Now when I phoned police, they would not take a statement. They would not come out and see my video. They will not come out and see my video. And when Jim was in my garden the other day, in his garden, he put a deck chair in his garden, faced my window and started shouting for about an hour and a half. This is better than EastEnders. I'm not moving from here. He's going for me to come out of the house. I ignored him and thought he'll just go away. He's drunk. Now it went on and on and on, and I could hear other neighbours coming out saying, Jim, calm down. I could even hear the guy next door saying, what you doing? Calm down. But not one man would go near him. Why would they not go near him? Because he wants to murder people. He is a murderer. He is insane. He is completely insane. What that tells me is that he's got to be the most unhappiest man in the world. Now, I have tried to say to Jim by Facebook, because I know he watches me, I've tried to say to him, go and get yourself a life. Go and travel somewhere. There are so many things to see. Your life doesn't revolve around this little area. I'm here for a purpose because I need rest. He has been here all his life. Why doesn't he go somewhere and enjoy himself? So anyway, police have not been stopping knocking at my door for me doing nothing, for me staying alone by myself. And my landlord has just phoned me and told me that I may be evicted because I was supposed to have been shouting at someone in the street. Now, if I have shouted at anyone, which I did tell Jim to shut up one day because he's so noisy, and I did shout at him when he was sitting on the deck chair, and I said to him, I'll tell you exactly what I said to him. I said, "What's wrong, Jim?" And he said, "You're a bitch, I'm going to kill you. I'm coming back at 3 in the morning." Like this. And then I just said to him, God said to say to him, "In Jesus' name, come out of him." And to say, "Get behind me, Satan." So when I said that, after about 3 hours of him screaming and videoing him, he went in his house and calmed down. Now, at the end of the day, if neighbours want to wind this man up and defend him, and, you know, then that's up to them. Now, then what did I see? I looked out the window and I saw the next door neighbour with the little boy, the one with the little boy, and Jim in the street chatting. So I thought, right, so both of them are ganging up on me now. Wonderful. And then I saw the neighbour next door to me go into Jim's house, go to Jim's door and take a piece of paper off his wife, which I don't know, it must have been the paper for the housing. So these two men have phoned the housing and videoed me saying something. I don't know. But the moral of the story is, can't you read a dictionary? If you read a dictionary, you can learn something, learn words to use if you want to speak to a woman. When I asked Jim, "What do you want?" he couldn't even say what he wanted. Why is that? When you put a deck chair in front of a woman's house and scream at her for her to come out, and then when she comes out, he's stumped and can't say anything, what does it mean? It means, I'll tell you an example. When I was a little girl, right, I went to school and there was this very small boy, and we were walking back from the library, and I think I knew he fancied me, right, but he was so short. On my way, we split. I would walk one way and he would walk the other way in Langside Road. And he jumped up to give me a kiss, but I thought he stooked me, and he did actually hurt my head, right? And I ran home crying to my mum, and I told him, "The boy hit me in the head, he stooked me." And the way I explained it, she laughed and said, "I think he was trying to," well, she phoned his mum, and his mum said she was trying to kiss him, and he's in his room and he's in a mood, right? He was trying to kiss her. So I think that's what this next door neighbour's trying to do, and this is what Jim's trying to do. They fancy me and they want to be with me, and I'm just telling you both right now, it's never going to happen. Now, I hope you can hear this clearly. Now, it's not never going to happen because anything particularly physically, you know, disabled looking about you, although you're both not particularly attractive people, right? Not to me anyway. It's not that. It's your mentality. Imagine I was living with either of you or dating either of you and things went wrong. What are you going to do? Shit in my garden, or shit on me, or shout at me? What person would want to either ever sleep with a man who cannot express himself properly? What person would ever want to be with a boy? Because you're not even boys. 3-year-olds have more intellect than you two. I think it's the drink and the drugs, to be honest, because Jim drinks like a fish, and I don't know what the other guy takes. The moral of this story is, you're never going to get it. You're never going to get it. It's just not going to happen. Why don't you flick through a magazine? There is plenty of women that you can choose from. Because I'm going to leave here, or you're going to leave here. One of the two. But I can guarantee you, in fact, I demand it, I will never, ever be with you. I will never sleep with you. I will never fancy you, because your behaviour is atrocious. It's atrocious. It would be me like living or dating a pig that cannot express himself. They just grunt and make noises. It's not attractive. Why don't you phone somebody for dating classes instead of going to doggy classes? Find out how to date someone. You must have the tiniest little penises in the world, because only tiny penises make so much noise.